Hey, what's up, guys? I'm back with another review. We're going A24. We're going horror. We're going 2024's Heretic. It's Hugh Grant making a semi-triumphant return. I won't say it's a triumphant return. I never found Hugh Grant to be particularly triumphant, but I've always enjoyed his rom-coms or whatever. And I never imagined I would see Hugh Grant in a horror movie. But here we are. Heretic. Um, just the loose plot of this movie. It's about two Mormon girls who are trying to proselytize to people at their houses. So they're going door to door, trying to talk people into becoming Mormon. I'm actually married someone who was a Reformed Mormon, so I know quite a bit about the religion, and I can say for one thing that this movie did quite excellently was have true to the facts, things about Mormonism in the movie itself. They weren't blase about it when they did it. They were quite accurate, which I found refreshing. I enjoy movies with a little bit of accuracy to them. There's nothing wrong with that. So, the movie's got Hugh Grant, Sophie Thatcher, and Chloe East. It's Chloe East. It's definitely not Chloe West. And I thought the two girls were fantastic in this movie. Um, One of them was actually new to Mormonism, and they played it very well. The one who was clearly born into Mormonism was clearly born into Mormonism. The one who was inculcated into it later on was clearly inculcated into it later on. So that was awesome. I found that to be well acted, and anything that's well acted is always nice. That's what I'm here for. A fine acting. We're not trying to do Tommy Wiseau stuff out here. Now, that being said, Hugh Grant. I've always seen him play just a rather charming person. In this movie, he plays a charming person, but also a very creepy person, and at points terrifying. And Hugh Grant to be terrifying in a film is not something I ever thought I would see, but something that I appreciated because a lot of times when you see things that you never thought you would see, that lends a little credibility to the idea that acting is a skill, because you see a lot of actors who clearly don't have very much skill. So when you see one who does, it's a fine thing to appreciate, and I enjoyed that about this film. The acting was quite good. There were a few other people in it that had bit roles, but I don't, we're not going to go into every scene in the whole movie. That being said, I didn't feel like Hugh Grant was the lead of this movie. I would call it not quite an ensemble cast, there wasn't 10 people sharing space, but I would say the three people shared space in this movie equally. And that was good because the drive of this movie, if they had tried to lessen the role of the girls and have him just be basically the main character, the movie wouldn't have worked. I don't think it would have worked at all. So I'm glad that they did that. It was something that made a lot of sense. Now, when this movie hits the third act, it's quite tense by that point. And for me personally, it's a letdown. Some cool things happened. Some things happened that at the least were interesting, but I didn't particularly care for them. So a movie that I thought was going to get a solid 8 from me is going to get a 7 because it went in a direction that I didn't appreciate, although I did appreciate that it was at least interesting, and I think a lot of people might like it. So I'm going to give this movie a 7. It's an A24 movie. I like A24 personally. They do a lot of terrible stuff. They do a lot of good stuff, but you're going to find that I don't mind a terrible movie. And I don't mind a great movie. So, please like, share, subscribe, comment. In the comments below, tell me if you like this movie. If you did, tell me another movie that I might like and enjoy. And I'll tell you something that you might enjoy. And we can all get together and just enjoy our lives. Watch a couple films. And, you know, you don't even have to talk about films in the comments. You could just go on there and say, hey man, your bald head's a little too shiny. Get the light off of it and give me some tips. I'm cool with it. Have a good day.